Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, A Magical Life with Ayla. I'm Ayla Halal, and today we're going to talk about fear. So let's get to it. So on my channel, we talk specifically about energy and all of the different things that affect your magical energy. When I say magical, what I mean is your ability to have a thought which creates an emotion or a feeling, and then that reverberates. That is your energy, and it goes out into the universe, and it attracts back to you what it is that you are trying to create in your life. So today we're going to talk about fear, and fear is probably, along with shame and guilt, I've done a video on those other things too, but this is a worthless emotion. Fear is a worthless emotion. It really serves no point except to drag your vibrational energy down as far as it possibly can. So fear is usually irrational. It's usually irrational. Think about something that you're afraid of. Now, does that thing need to have some sort of attention or action attached to it? Go do that. Go give it the attention that it needs. If your child is sick, or if you have if you need to get a job so you can pay some bills, or maybe you have a job and there are still bills that need to be paid. These type of things need attention, and many times they will need action as well. Fear usually resides in our minds, and so you might be bumping up against a place where you don't know what action to take or what attention to pay to that thing. This is where meditation helps. Go back and watch the meditation video. This is where meditation helps, because in that place of stillness, in that place of non-resistance, you can think. And I know that sounds counterproductive, but it's the truth. A lot of things will come up during meditation that, in the stress of the day and the business of the day and in all of the busyness that's going on, you won't be able to hear your higher self through those thoughts. But if you sit down and you get quiet and you still your mind, that's when your higher self comes through and can give you direction. So fear, it's something that we as human beings, we struggle with all the time. And evolved human beings really struggle with managing it appropriately. So like what I just said, there's not much other way to deal with fear except just to not get involved with it. It is an emotion that you can choose to be involved with or not. Like I was saying, if something needs attention, go pay it attention. Go give it your focus for a moment. If it needs a solution, come up with a solution. But don't let yourself get into that fear-based place. I've seen so many people, the doctor will say, oh, well, you have a condition. And they go off the deep end into their fear. When COVID first happened, I saw a lot of fear. I saw a lot of people thinking that we were all going to die, that this was it, this was the end of the world. And really what we needed to pay the attention that we needed to pay to that was to figure out just how much we needed to do to keep ourselves safe. We were getting instructions from the government, and some of that was to stay home, some of that was to wear your mask, some of that was to distance. Okay, if you do those things, then don't be afraid, because taking care of something, giving attention to something that needs a solution, is not the same as being afraid. Fear dissolves when we take matters and we deal with them. Fear happens when we think we are powerless, as if there's nothing that we can do to remedy the situation or to find a solution. And that's where fear comes from. You know, fear comes when we think we have no power. So rather than get involved with fear, which just drags your vibration, your magical, creative vibration down, rather than get involved with fear, we need to be involved with solutions and actions and do what we need to do for those things. We need to surrender to the outcome. And when we surrender, we don't give up. We don't say, okay, whatever. You know, whatever happens, happens. No. You're going to hold, magically, you're going to hold that vision inside of you. It's an agreement. The visions that create our reality is an agreement between our head and our heart. So you're going to hold that vision of what it is that you're trying to create while you are working about solutions to dissolve the issues that you don't want to create. The more attention, the more space those issues take up in your mind, that's what you create more of. Everybody thinks, oh, I just need to, to work my magic, I just need to have a happy thought. That's only part of it. Joy and gratitude and love are the emotional lubricants for magic. Joy, well, let's start with love. Love, because I've already done a video on this, love is acceptance of situations and people the way they are, and not always feeling like you have to change everything, or you have to control everything. You can't control other people. You just can't. And if you are controlling them with your money or with some other sort of commodity, that's not right. That's not right. So love is where we look at another situation, and I'm not talking about the situation that needs attention. I'm talking about a situation in your life that perhaps there's nothing you can do about it. Just accept it and let that go so that you don't have that controlling vibration inside of you. And then the control of other people. Why do we try to control other people? If you're a narcissist, you're going to try to control other people because you're getting something out of it. But if you're not, stop it, because other people have as much right to be here and to be what they are and to do what they want as you do. Okay? So that's love, just accepting things the way they are. Gratitude is a moment of appreciation. So you see a sunset, or you hear a baby laugh, and you think, oh, that's so cool. That's a moment of appreciation. So then joy is being stuck, and I like to use the word stuck, being stuck in those moments of appreciation where you wake up in the morning grateful for your breath, grateful that you are alive, grateful that you had a warm, comfy bed to sleep in, grateful that you have food to eat, grateful for whatever it is that you are grateful for, and you are in that point of gratitude perpetually throughout the day. That's what joy is. People have a lot of crazy ideas about what joy is, and they think they have to be in a good mood all the time. They have to be smiling and happy and giggling. And that's not what joy is. Joy is a very calm, quiet, abiding practice. And it's a practice. It's not, emotions are something that we feel, and sometimes we have to really work at switching up one emotion for another. Joy is a practice. It's something the more you look around in your life and you see things that make you happy, you see things that you are grateful for, you see things that you appreciate, people that you appreciate, situations in your life that you appreciate. That is joy. It's a perpetual, moment by moment, very quiet, very, very profound, abiding practice. Okay, so I've heard this saying that that fear and joy cannot live in the same house. If you're afraid all the time, you're not experiencing joy. You're not practicing joy. If you are having joy all the time, you're not afraid. And I'm not saying that we never feel fear. Please don't think that that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that what we need to do is minimize our fear, because fear drags your creative vibrational energy down. You want to be in control of your life, as much control as you can be in, so that you can create your reality, right? I mean, that's why you're listening to this video. That's why you listen to other videos. That's why you read books. That's why you meditate. It's because you want to create your reality. In order to create your reality, you have to be able to focus. You have to be able to focus on what you want. If you can focus, then you're pretty much in control. When scary things happen, like, an illness comes or something happens to a family member, or even COVID, can you stop for a minute? Stop for a minute and understand that there are things that you can do. There are things that you can do. Before you react to an illness, we go off the deep end. I've seen so many people just go off the vibrational deep end when they're told they have an illness. The first thing out of your mouth should be, how do I fix it? Can I fix it? If I can't fix it, how do I minimize it? How do I minimize it? A fellow told me one time, somebody that I knew, that the best way to live a long life is to have something wrong with you that you have to take care of. Because having to take care of that situation usually puts you into a perpetual state of taking care of yourself and doing other things, as well as taking care of that one illness. Drama happens in families and communities because people get upset over things they don't have all the facts over. Once you have all of the facts, once you know what actually happened, then you can set about a course of action, and you don't have to feel fear. Okay? So this is the practice of joy is not the absence of fear. As magical beings, we want to be in as much joy as we possibly can. Joy is not the absence of fear. Joy is learning how to balance and minimize the fear, because, let's face it, we're human beings. We're going to have fear. We're going to be in fear sometimes. But you can come to a place where, when you start to feel that overwhelming feeling of fear, that you can stop, you can step back, you can take a moment. When I was first learning how to meditate, one of the things that I did was I wore a watch with a timer on it. And every 2 hours, I would step back and I would go into a meditative state. And whatever situation was going on in my life at that time, I could suspend that for a moment. And so basically, what we do with these little moments of meditation, and this moment would last for a minute, so it didn't take up time in my life, but it would interrupt the situation in my life. It would interrupt the thoughts I was having. If I was having scary thoughts, if I was afraid, if I was overwhelmed, taking a moment to just step back, disengage, interrupt that thought of fear. Okay. So, and gratitude does the same thing. When you start to feel those feelings of overwhelmment, because that's what fear is. Fear is really puts us into a state of overwhelmment. And when you start to feel those feelings of being overwhelmed, when you start to feel those feelings of, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do and I need to do something, stop for a moment. Stop and take a deep breath and look around you. This one thing might not be right in your life, and it may need attention, and it may be causing you to want to have fear. I'm totally validating that, but what I'm saying is take a moment and look at everything that is right. That one thing is wrong, but what else is right? You see what I'm saying? And that moment of gratitude will do the same thing for you that moment of meditation did for you. It will interrupt the thought. And the more you interrupt a negative thought, the more you interrupt a negative thought, the more you interrupt the negative thought, pretty soon your mental process starts being, let's not even have the mental thought, the negative thought. Let's take a moment right away before I even start feeling that way. Let's take a moment, step back, take a little 1-minute meditation, suspend all of that, take a little moment for gratitude, suspend all of that, and now I'm going to come back to. And I think you will find as you come back to the issue that you have a little bit of clarity, a little bit more clarity, a little bit more direction. You did that. You did that. So this is the process for overcoming fear. And we don't ever want to invalidate our fear, but we want to see it for what it is. Fear, if you stay in that place, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you. It's not the efficient way to go. It's the least efficient way to go. And when issues arrive in our life, or people become ill, or we become ill, we want the most efficient route. This is the most efficient route. Take a moment and stop. Don't react to it. When you react, when you have an emotional reaction, big, overblown emotional reaction to something, to an issue, you waste a lot of energy. You hemorrhage energy in that place of reacting. Don't react. Don't waste your energy reacting to a situation. Get quiet. Step back. Take a 1-minute meditation, and then find something you're grateful for. Okay? That's all I have for you today. And I hope this is helpful, because I see a lot of fear in the world right now. I see a lot of people suffering from fear. So have an awesome day. And the website is amagicallifewithayla.com. And yeah, tell your friends I'm on Facebook, so come and friend me. And you have a wonderful day, and I love you. Blessed be.